Hello, welcome back to another fantasy football video. I hope everyone is doing fantastically well, enjoying the Euros football, the fantasy Euros as well. We're rolling on very quickly into match day 2 tomorrow. We've still got 2 games left of match day 1, but very much looking ahead to match day 2, and the team selection is what we're going to be taking a look at today. I've already hit that wild card or the limitless wild card button ahead of match day 2, as I think personally that's kind of when you're going to get the best use out of it. If you are new on here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Really trying to push for that 1K. Hit the like button if you do enjoy the video. Let's get straight on into this one. So this is how my team kind of previously lined up ahead of match day 1. I think the majority of these players, especially now they're playing the limitless, are going to be gone. But there's a couple of them that I think are going to stay. So firstly, I think the ones that are going to stay, Harry Kane for me. He just, no doubt, Scotland looked quite poor in that game against Czech Republic defensively. I think Harry Kane could have a very good game. In terms of other players that are going to stay, probably Gini Wijnaldum as well. I thought actually the Dutch going forward looked pretty good. And other than that, to be honest with you, I think those are the only two guys who really sort of staked their claim to stay in the team. Kane didn't exactly look too great, but I just think how poor Scotland were defensively is why he kind of stays in the team. Lukaku obviously definitely stakes his claim, but I'll come on to that straight now. The two attacking players that I'm going to be going for in this limitless wildcard, going to be absolutely going for it with the French boys. I'm just going to get Mbappe and Griezmann straight on in there because I think these guys are going to have a barnstorm against Hungary. Obviously, we're going to wait and see kind of how the result goes tonight for them against Germany. Could we see an upset? Could we see France maybe not playing as well as everyone thought? Or could Griezmann maybe have an injury? Wait and see. But for now, this is most definitely the three I'm going to be lining up with. But with the potential, I think, of Lukaku replacing Griezmann. For me, that's still a kind of a 50-50 decision. But Kane and Mbappe, for me, 100% are going to be in there. Then in the midfield, I mean, the guys we've got there, Ferran Torres, Dan James, Berardi, and Diogo Jota. Jota still yet to play, so I'll be intrigued to see how he does. If he pops off, I'll definitely put in a kind of consideration there for him. Berardi did look pretty good, but there is an Italian man who, just looked pretty much on fire for the whole game, and that is Insigne. For me, what more to say? I think generally Italy looked very good in that first game. The way they were passing the ball about, I think they've looked like the best team in the Euros so far. Obviously, we've still got the kind of France left to play. We've still got Portugal left to play. Although, Belgium themselves did actually look quite good. So those two sides, probably the best teams so far in the Euros. Then in terms of the rest of the midfield, I'm kind of feeling a little bit punty with my limitless wildcard. We do have, obviously, unlimited money. But in the midfield, there aren't exactly, too many players that are actually coming in at a premium. The only one that I'm really considering having at the premium price would be Bruno Fernandes. Because obviously, coming in at 10.5 million, playing in that number 10 spot just behind Ronaldo, obviously with Jota out on the left-hand side and whoever they decide to play on the right. Bruno Fernandes could be a very good option this week, but you never know. Jota could end up, outscoring him in the first game, and you could go for Jota instead of Bruno. But for now, I think Bruno is going in there for me, more because of just the premium price. You feel like with the kind of having this limitless money, you want to really kind of push the ends of that and get the expensive players in. But Bruno is actually definitely one that I will kind of debate not having, depending on how they do play against Hungary. And obviously, they've got a bit of a tougher fixture against Germany in the kind of second match day. Then in terms of the rest of the midfield, as I say, I'm kind of feeling a little bit punty. And so the next team that I'm going to be going with, or the next player that I'm going to go with, is Perisic from Croatia. Now, after that game against England, Croatia obviously didn't really impress that much. But Perisic, he did look kind of lively, and obviously they're going to really need to go and win this game against the Czech Republic. Now, the Czechs did look good against Scotland. However, they did actually let Scotland have a fair few opportunities that I was kind of thinking, well, had that been Perisic, say, where Robertson got that shot off, or just generally they were conceding a fair few opportunities to Scotland, and had it been, say, Perisic or one of the more kind of clinical Croatian attackers, I feel like, Czech Republic definitely would have conceded. So that's kind of the thinking behind Perisic in there. He's kind of their main goal threat going forward as well. And in terms of the last position, very much up for debate. A player that I am really heavily considering, though, is actually the Russian man Golovin. Now, although Russia did look quite poor in that opening game against Belgium, it was Belgium. Belgium obviously did look quite good. And I thought Zuba and Golovin did kind of stand out as their kind of best attacking kind of outlets and players. Now, they do play against Finland. Finland, obviously, that Denmark game, all love goes to Ericsson, but it was just a bit of an anomaly of a game. And it's really hard to tell whether that will be kind of how Finland continue to play throughout the rest of the group. And I do think Russia, obviously, that I think the game will be being played in Russia as well at the home fans, and they'll definitely need to get a kind of win under their belt, and Golovin could be a man to do so. But as I say, definitely one that's still kind of up for debate for me. I feel like Insigne, Wijnaldum, and probably Bruno are the three most kind of set in stone players. I really, really like the idea of Perisic as well. Playing against the Czech Republic, I think he could have an absolute field day in that game, and if not, he will definitely be coming into my Game Week 3 squad when they play against Scotland. Now, in terms of the defence, I'm going to put in first the kind of players I feel that should just be built around just completely every single day of the week. So we've got the three kind of main geezers for me anyway. The first one, I mean, if you watch the first game, Spinazzola is just an absolute no-brainer. 100% he's getting in there for me. No questions asked. Not even, I think probably the first name on this team sheet is Spinazzola. Honestly, he looks so good going forward. And yeah, 100% in the team for me. Then I think the next kind of guaranteed player for me is Benjamin Pavard. Obviously, they haven't played yet tonight, so you never know. But if France look good tonight, which kind of, everyone's assuming they do look good tonight, they play against Hungary in this fixture. Pavard, obviously, they're kind of out-and-out right-back. There's no real contention for that right-back spot. Lucas Hernandez and Digne are very much scrapping for that left-back spot, so it's kind of why I haven't gone for Lucas Hernandez, just because you don't 100% know whether he's going to play, whether Pavard has obviously scored and got attacking returns in international tournaments before as well. So I think for me, he definitely goes in there. And I think the final one that I'm kind of set on, if you know what I mean, is Denzel Dumfries for the Netherlands. Now, although the Netherlands didn't look particularly great defensively, this man should have had a hat-trick. Literally, he scored probably the hardest chance of them all to get the winner for the Dutch against Ukraine. And yeah, for me, I think Dumfries is just another no-brainer. Really, with the defence is, I think, with the defence and probably the attack is where you see the most benefit of using this limitless wildcard. As I say, with the midfield, it's kind of, there are less kind of premium options that you can really go for. But in the defence especially, these three guys just is what I'd be building the team around effectively. Then I think to fill the other two spots up, I think John Stones for me goes in there straight away. Just the sort of guaranteed to play English centre-back. I do reckon that Mings will get the start. And if Luke Shaw gets the start on the left-hand side, I think he could have a cracking game, get some attacking returns as well. Obviously, if you're feeling like a punt, I think Luke Shaw would be probably one of the top on my list for kind of punt players for this game week. And in terms of the last defender, I thought, although Spain didn't look particularly good going forward, and Ferran Torres was actually a player I was very heavily considering for this game week, but after watching the game last night, Spain didn't really impress me that much going forward, but they did look quite solid at the back. And Laporte, obviously, coming in at the more premium price than Pau Torres, obviously, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. You could potentially actually go for Jordi Alba, probably the best one to go for in terms of a Spanish defender, just because of how kind of far forward he gets and how attacking he gets. Probably the most likely to get some kind of an attacking return. And then in terms of the goalkeeper spots, I think it's going to be, for me, Donnarumma 100%. I don't even think you're going to particularly need to, change the goalkeeper after you go with Donnarumma, because, Italy, for me, just looks so solid at the back. And yeah, Donnarumma 100% goes in there. And in terms of the other goalkeeper, I think Jordan Pickford for England as well seems to have kind of got that spot on lock for England. Now, I guess with this team, I'll just sort of talk through, as I say, the template of players that I'd 100% be building the team around. In goal, Donnarumma, 100% in there, absolutely no doubt. As I've said, Spinazzola, Pavard, and Dumfries are the three kind of main guys I'll be putting in there for the defence. Then Insigne, probably Wijnaldum and Bruno, and then Harry Kane and Mbappe up front. And obviously, you know, put your own twist on it. But this is the team that I think I'm very much looking towards fielding for the next game week. Obviously, we still have a couple of games left to play tonight. So no doubt I will probably change my mind over certain players, like for example the likes of Bruno Fernandes, who does play tonight. If Jota pops off, or even if Ronaldo pops off, maybe I'll be looking towards him. But for now, I think this is the team. There'll be kind of maybe a few changes, but very few changes at that. This is the team that I'm looking to field for match day 2. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this quick little team selection video, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, just enjoy the Euros. I think it's been a fantastic competition so far. I think the standout game has definitely been that Netherlands-Ukraine game. What a goal, by the way, from Yarmolenko. And what a goal from Schick against Scotland as well. But yeah, if you have enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.